So these would be the questions for the Scarlet Ribbon. Now, which detail from paragraph 1 best supports a theme of the story? All right, so for this one, now the folktale takes place long ago. This actually tells us the setting, not a theme. Kai likes to wear a scarlet ribbon. This would be symbolism, actually. You could also say foreshadowing because the scarlet ribbon is how the mom sees its that Kai has turned into a crane. We could also, now that I think, call this actually the foreshadowing would be a little further of a stretch, but we could call it a motif. So motifs are anything that's mentioned several times in a story that gives us a little breadcrumb to the theme. Now, broglas are birds that live along the river. That setting, we can also say that is the conflict because Kanikaya is so attracted to the broglas and she wants to go dance with them. So now, what makes this answer choice D a talent that is recognized by others? Is because a theme has to be like a message. So number 13 is D, and I'll explain here. Answer, we'll say, this is the only answer choice that serves as a lesson or has some deeper meaning to the text because everyone notices her dancing, and that is what kind of gets her in this trouble and this rumor about her that she was lazy. So you could say her talent, and in the end, she ends up living her passion and being able to dance. So her talent, while it wasn't recognized by the people in her village, her talent was recognized by the Broglas. Maybe. We don't actually know if they even wanted her with her. But they ended up, though. Anyways, she's happily ever after at the end of the story. So we could say that this story has a happy ending for Kanagaya, but not anyone else in the village, which this theme I could argue with. But anyways, so we have read this sentence from paragraph 6. They understand my sorrow, Kanagaya thought, the knowledge warming her. Okay, so this knowledge cannot warm a person. So this would be personification. And that's an example, that would be figurative language. So this is a type of figurative language known as personification. And this means when a non human entity is given human qualities. So knowledge is not tangible. You can't even hold knowledge really in your hand, it's something you have in your mind. So when it's saying that knowledge can warm her, if somebody's going to make somebody else warm, they might give them a blanket or maybe like a hot cup of cocoa or something like that. So you could say that warmth is often associated with comfort. So if I go here, a feeling of comfort. And if we go up to paragraph 6 now, and we'll elaborate this. So we have I can do nothing with you, Kanakai, her mother shouted. I have decided you must not leave the camp until the Broglas have left. I feel they have powers over you that must be broken. While her mother spoke, Kanakai felt tears gather. She sensed the eyes of the Broglas upon her. Glancing up, she marveled as they did, and danced a slow, mournful dance. They understood my sorrow. Kanakai thought, the knowledge warming her. So her mother is yelling at her here. And then she goes, sees her broglas, and she feels better. It's the knowledge that they can dance for her. That's what she's saying here. So now we have what does the word mournful mean as it is used in paragraph 7? So we have angry, bored, nervous, sad. Let's go to paragraph 7. See our context. It's very important. All right, so we're looking for, oh, wait, there was two other words. So, we'll look for this one first. The next day, instead of going out to gather food, Kanekaya stayed in the camp. She wove baskets from reeds the other children collected. Day followed day in a mournful blur. She couldn't eat. She wouldn't smile. The heaviness in her heart grew. Now, wait a minute. They use this, so mournful was actually used twice here. And this, she even says here, slow, mournful dance. They understood my sorrow. So if we could catch that and say, I know they used the word mournful before, there it is. And now we can go down here and see we have angry, bored, so nervous or sad. For this, it has to be sad. So mournful can mean sad, depressed, I can't think of any right now, sorrowful, any of these. And we have some more here. So unhappy, sorrowful, sad, miserable, heartbroken, melancholy, depressed, woeful, doleful, sad, sorrowful. Any of those can work here. Our next question. Which sentence from the story best shows how the characters' actions help to develop the story? All right. You must not leave the camp until the Broglas have left. She wove baskets from the reeds the other children collected. Slipping out of the camp, she rushed down the riverbank to dance with the cranes. Her mother looked for her throughout the camp, and not finding her there, searched near the river. All right. So we need to know how a character's actions best develop the story. So could really immediately eliminate A is something someone said. So this A, this is a line of dialogue from Kani Kaya's mother. All right. So we can think how that would develop our story. For B, she's weaving baskets from reeds. That was just something she was doing when she was sad and her mother wouldn't let her leave the camp. So that was just something to occupy her time. Slipping out of the camp, she rushed down to the riverbank to dance with the cranes. That is most definitely an action. And when we talk about how it develops the story, right? Okay, so her mother looked for her throughout the camp and not finding her there, searched near the river. This answer choice D, this event occurs in the story's resolution. So there is no further development that takes place. She does see the one crane wearing the ribbon tilt its head, but you could say this is so far towards the end of the story, in the story's resolution, that it wouldn't work for our answer choice. So it has to be when she slipped out and went to go see the cranes. And if we look, that's in paragraph 8. And this is when she's saying, if I could only do it, if I could only dance with them again, she'd think each morning. That was also our story's climax. So sometimes these questions are related to what the event was in the climax. These are like plot development questions. All right. So now we have, which statement best describes how Kanikaya changes from the beginning to the end of the story? She realizes that she must leave home to find happiness. She learns that the most important thing is to obey the rules. She discovers that the birds love her more than she loves them. She is frightened by camp tales and then sees that they are untrue. All right, wait, it can't be D because the camp tales ended up being true if we take the scarlet ribbon symbolism to be Kanikaya turned into a Brogla. And then we would have, wait, she learns that the most important thing is to obey the rules. It can't be B because she definitely did not do that. She discovers the birds love her more than she loves them. She definitely loves birds, so much that she turned into a bird at the end of the story. So for this one, now this is a very odd question to see on a test for like a learner your age, because the message is like kind of, if you're not happy with your parents, run away. So don't ever do that, obviously. But they didn't word this as a theme question. But this is almost, when you're looking for a theme of the story, a lot of times a theme is something a character realized. So this question isn't worded as a theme, but that is the message. But it's obviously a bad one. All right. Which detail would be most important to include in a summary of the story? Kanikaya is often seen near the river by others. Kanikaya's mother tells her a story about a girl. Kanikaya feels that she must dance. Kanikaya waves baskets. This one, it has to be C. Now, she is seen by the river, but other kids are also seen by the river because that's where the water source was, so they were doing stuff over there. Same with the weaving of the baskets. Other kids are doing that too. And Kanikaya's mother telling her about the dingo story, that was important. But this was foreshadowing, or, and I could say, a hint of what would happen in the story's resolution end, right? So this was foreshadowing. And you could also say Kanikaya's mother wouldn't have told her that story unless Kanikaya wasn't, or we could say Kanikaya's mother told her, I'm wording this wrong, told her that story because of Kanikaya's love for dance. Because Kanikaya was dancing so often. So you could say that answer choice C includes answer choice B. It would be like they're not the same, but by picking answer choice B or picking answer choice C, you're also kind of picking answer choice B. So this one, answer choice C. And that was the multiple choice questions for the Scarlet Ribbon.